these are the major issues that, everyday people are struggling with. I don't mean to bash, but I was telling this one customer, I used to work for a bank, and I'd rather not say anything, but the CEO was making, I don't know how many millions of dollars, and I feel like I'm kind of going off the subject because I might not know too much about what their real salary is. A lot of these CEOs get paid in stock and things like that. But I think at the time Tim Sloan was making, I don't know, like 30 million or something like that. And they ended up getting this Visa guy, Charlie Shore, for almost, I think they gave him almost a little bit less than double of what Tim Sloan was making. Now, I understand that I'm a driver and I don't make the same amount of money, but the way I was thinking, you know, and this is where people might call me a socialist, and it's not really about that. It's just, honestly, I want CEOs to kind of see the impact that they can make towards making a better working environment. Does Tim Sloan, does Charlie Schwarf really need $1 million extra? That $1 million could be allocated, and you could give, I think at the time Wells Fargo was making, I think they had about 500,000 employees if I looked at their stock numbers, or I looked at the an app, and it had the employee information, and I think they had a little bit over 500,000 employees, you know, and honestly, that money, I believe like half of it's probably going to go towards taxes anyways, you know because of the tax brackets and things like that. But just think about that. If you could give every employee a dollar raise, what difference would that make? Maybe it doesn't make much of a difference on those higher levels, but those people that are at the very, very bottom, making minimum wage, trying to support a family, because this is real life situation. And, a lot of these things come from life choices. Nobody told them to start families and things like that. But you also have to I feel like corporations need to understand the humanity side of things, and they have to realize, that they have to invest in their workers. These people give their livelihoods. I've seen people working at Walmart that have spent 20, 30 years, of their life, and to not take the time to appreciate those workers, where you're just kind of treated as a little piece in machinery that's just producing money for them. And the moment that something bad happens to you, I bet you anything, all these corporations, fast food, you get a heart attack, you have heart complications, things in life happen because of age, stress, whatever, and you become slow. I mean, now there's laws to protect, and I'm pretty sure there are, but let's say that stress kills you. They're going to hire someone else, and they're going to replace you right away. And you have to take the time to really think, you know you, as a human being, you want to be able to be fruitful and be able to produce and do good in this world. And when you're having a hard time making ends meet, I believe a lot of the people, especially right now because of the pandemic and people not working and things like that, unemployment, being generous on the unemployment, it's opened people's eyes, and they realize, like, I don't feel appreciated. I don't, you know, I'm struggling. And, you know, if you're a big corporation and you're making millions and millions of dollars, these are your employees. You need to look after them, you know? And just think about it, because what do these workers do with that money? They spend it. You know, they probably save a little bit for later on because they want to enjoy life and retire. But you can't take that money to the grave. So they're going to spend it. And if they end up dying, that money goes to their kids, and then they end up spending it either way, you know? So by being able to invest in the workers, you're able to stimulate and create more growth and more innovation and things of that nature, and I'm not sure, but I believe Bank of America might be actually seeing this. And I actually tipped my hat off for them, because I'm not sure if I saw news, but last time I had checked, they were paying about 18 an hour for their workers. I'm not sure if that's in all states, but they were paying about 18. Last time I think I read an article, and I think they said that their minimum wage was going up to $25. That's amazing. You know how many things you can do with $25 an hour? That provides, as a millennial, because I hear that we're entitled and all these other things, but those little simple acts of kindness, that allows people to go to school and be able to afford a higher education without going into debt. That affords, people to pay their mortgage, be able to pay their bills, you know and be able to save money for retirement. It opens those opportunities up, and I think it's, as a nation, I think we need to take the time to actually look at ourselves and be able to ask ourselves, how can I do the most amount of good? you know this whole like work mentality and businesses trying to make more money and more money, it's chasing after the wind. I'm not going to say money is bad, because it does provide some good, and it's a good thing. It helps produce things, and it helps motivize and incentivize people. But when you start hoarding the cash and you don't put that money into use, you know, what's it good for? What are you waiting on? Who are you going to hand that money to? You know, but I do believe in savings. I do believe in all these things. But, I don't believe I have all the answers. I believe things are a lot more complicated. But I just wanted to share my perspective, and hoping, I wanted, the reason why I made this video was because I wanted to spread awareness, with I wanted to spread awareness with people, to let them know what's going on, why it's hard for them to get Uber rides. You know, I wanted to explain to them the struggle that we're facing as drivers to make money. The things that Uber is doing. Maybe it's not all what it seems, but that's the way drivers are seeing it. And obviously, they have their version and their side of the story too. And, but it also feels, there's no news coverage. I feel like news coverages are being bought out um, by the corporations to have a good public image, which is very important. But when you have to buy your way and have to, be fake about things, and that's, you don't need to pay money to have good publicity. People know, you know by word of mouth, by people. If you pay your drivers well, hey, how are you doing? Amazing. I love the job that I do. I'm getting paid well. I enjoy what I'm doing. When I was able to set my own rates, I tap danced to work, and I didn't care how complicated the customer was, because I was being compensated well. I would, greet the customer as soon as they come in. Hey, how's it going? I did not have a terrible day, you know, and now that they squashed the wages, I've noticed I'm more irritated about customers. I get a little bit more upset, you know. It's a lot more, and at the end of the day, I believe that causes customer service issues. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. I feel like I covered everything that I wanted to do, and hopefully this message can get out, and people can see this. And I'm in the process of getting hired for a company, because unfortunately this job isn't profitable anymore. And I had to look for a new job, and hopefully, they did a really extensive research on me. They did background check. They wanted to know my social medias and things like that. And I'm really hoping that I don't get retaliated for this and lose my job. But it's just, this is a real world, and if the news aren't going to cover it, if they're not going to be able to speak and voice the real opinions, I believe the news stations are going to go out of business. And people are going to be able to use platforms such as YouTube and Facebook and Instagram to voice their opinions and not be censored, you know, and to really have an open dialogue to be able to communicate and show the injustices and the things that are going on, in this world. So hopefully this goes out, and if it rings a bell, leave a like, and thumbs up. And I hope you guys have a really good day. Thank you.